Well, we're going to give you an extra free minute of music. We're starting a minute early, everybody. I figured we'd go ahead and establish our credibility.
And then immediately destroy it?
Yeah, actually, I'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding. Thank y'all for coming out. My name's Tyler Edwards. This is my buddy Andrew Buckner. And we're going to play quite a few songs for y'all. Most of these I've written. Basically all of these I've written. And but I might sneak a couple of songs that I didn't write that I wish I wrote in here as well. But this first one's called Highway Dust. Honey, let me grab the door. We'll drive until the night gets bored and takes us someplace we have never been before. You can pick your heart up off the floor. You got stuck here wondering what for. You got hurt, but I don't hear you cry no more. So we can roll windows down, let the fears blow out, and the next time we come around, they'll say they remembered us, kicking up the highway dust. And I wish I could tell you how a humble man could hold his ground, or stand up straight after all they take. Oh, but ever since I saw your face, something inside me changed. It's growing strong, and I'm finally moving on. So we can roll windows down, let my fears blow out, and the next time we come around, they'll say they remembered us, kicking up the highway dust. Your mama might get sad, your daddy might get mad, I don't care. Driving away tonight might be the only fight we've got left, long as I got you. Honey, let 'em have the rest. Thank you. Well, thank y'all. You know, well, you'll find out as we go. But I've written a lot of songs about traveling, but most of them are about doing it alone or leaving something behind. And I knew I must have been getting close to marrying the girl I was dating when I wrote that song, because that was the first one where it's like the other person's invited to come along. That isn't a band member. But what's funny is I kind of wrote that song. I think I had written and completed it before me and my wife now got married, and it was the first song I released off of a record I had been working on. So it was like the lead single, and so at this point, the parents are warming up to the idea that their daughter's marrying a musician. They're like, so how are you gonna pay the bills? But it was cool. We got through all that. So this was, so they're like, all right, we've heard it. It's good. And then that song came out, and her mom was like, was that targeted towards me? The whole bridge about leaving your family and your mom crying? And I was like, I promise I wrote that before I knew that you were going to. She did cry, though. She did cry. So it's kind of, I guess, somewhat prophetic, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, so she loves that song. This one is called Chaos and Curls. I can already tell this is going to be fun. I appreciate you guys listening intently and laughing already. So every musician really just moonlights as a failed stand-up comedian.
They've all been paid handsomely.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, most musicians do wish they could do stand-up, and most stand-ups wish they could do music. So there's something going on there. We're all just doing the thing that we're better at. Make sure this is the right key. It is. All right. It's very important. If you have a harmonica in the key of C, feel free to, play along.
It'd be the most amazing thing if like 10 people pulled harmonicas out of their pockets.
I've been waiting for this moment.
Been coming here for 20 years.
This is it.
Look, hon.
I've been at a Sunday show at the Grinder House 30,000 times. This is the first time I told you I didn't need to leave this harmonica in the car. Here you go. Tongue-tied to a boat in my head, tried walking on the waves instead, but I'm stuck here talking to the walls again. Reciting lines from the master's pen, and I'm sinking fast for no ordinary pearl, and her head is full of chaos and I stayed up all night, waiting on the sun. He stumbled in with his life on the run, and every mention of you gave him a smile. Their favorite part was to watch you spin and twirl, and our favorite part was to watch you spin Despite this world of chaos and curse, but you spoke of a darker side, the one you saw behind his light. The days keep passing by and by. I wonder where you are. Thank you. When I released that song, a friend of mine texted me and he said, I'm watching my wife get ready. She has curly hair. And he said, and chaos and curls is truly what's happening right now. I was like, well, that's not what I meant, but I'll take it. This next song, I'm gonna go off script a little bit here, Andrew, and do one that's not on that paper. This next one I wrote. I'm from South Carolina, but moved out to Seattle and lived in Seattle for 7 years before moving to Cookeville, which is where I met Andrew. And this next song, I was trying to write for a record, and I had some people that I knew that came into town. They came to Seattle, and they're like, hey, we're in town, and we brought our dog, and the dog won't be quiet, so we can't leave the hotel room, and the hotel is mad at us, and they're threatening to kick us out. Would you come and watch our dog so we could go out? And I was like, wait a minute. Y'all want me, you don't want to hang out with me, but you want me to watch your dog. I was like, I'll do it. That's just fine. So I'm sitting in this hotel room, and I can't get very loud, because if I got loud, then the dog would join in, and then we were all going to get kicked out. And I was like, well, I really don't know what to do with this dog if we're on the street. So I was very, very quiet writing this next song. And it was funny because up to this point in my writing, I was all just like, get into a room and just play as loud as you can and make them listen. And but this was the first time thanks to that dog, I discovered the power of a nice, quiet song. So I'm gonna do that here. If you brought your dog, just wait to the end of the song. This shouldn't stir him up that much.
If your dog's got a harmonica, they can play it now too.
Your dog has a harmonica in the key of C. After this song, that concludes the harmonica section of this set, including all harmonica jokes as well. Hey, you never know though. She didn't say she liked the harmonica jokes. She just...
I caught that too.
Oh, yeah? That's awesome. Okay. Well, I got one more prepared. This one's called Don't Rush Me. Everyone's running like they stole a dream. Images of magazines. Take your chance while you're still young. Glory flickers like a candle in the burning sun. I wasted time on an overpass, just watching how nothing lasts. The streets are filled with a hollow glow. Your bellies ache where shallow hungers grow. But don't rush me, I just want a little more time. Everyone grows older, we all just want to start again. Don't rush me, I just want a little more time. Am I standing on a shoulder, still looking for a promised land? Yeah. Now where do you hide on a quiet night when your fears are nestled by your side? The TV screen burns too bright. You sit and talk with ghosts behind your eyes. Don't rush me, I just want a little more time. Everyone grows colder, we all just want to start again. Don't rush me, I just want a little more time. Am I standing on your shoulders, still looking for a promised land? Thank you. All right. I think it's going well. I think things are going pretty good so far. How's the food? It's good? I'm excited. We get to eat after. They know what to do. They're like, we'll give you, you can eat after. You just stick around, play your set. I'm just kidding. I think they would let us eat whenever we wanted, but I didn't want to be nervous on a full stomach. That's a bad combo. Well, let's try Wishing Well. This song is the last song on my sophomore record, and at this point in life, I've come to grips that the last song on the record is really for me, because it's, you know, a lot of times people don't make it to the end of the record when they're listening through. They're like, yeah, you know, they're listening, they're like, I haven't listened to Hey Jude in a minute, and then they'll just switch over, especially with streaming. So if you know the last song on the record, that makes you a pretty avid fan. So in about 3 minutes, you're all avid fans because you've heard the last song on the record. Living and learning, nothing's returning. Some will survive tied to the mast. Stopping to listen, I heard what I'm missing, but only the melody takes me back. I don't wanna lose myself, drowning in your wishing well, holding on where I fell. Even if it's broken, I wish you well. Fearful of nothing, the lead he's bluffing, lonesome and lonely on that silver screen. And are you pretending you know the ending, watching the credits roll to black? I don't wanna lose myself, drowning in your wishing well, holding on where I fell. Even if it's broken, I wish you Are you pretending you know the ending, watching the credits roll to black? Thank you. Looks good. I like where it's going. My wife makes fun of me because she says that, I don't know, I've heard some people say like there's an age, especially with men, and I don't think it's exclusive to men, but it's funny to think of it this way, but there's like a certain age where men are like, you know, you live your life, you go about your day to day, and then all of a sudden you're like, what's that noise? What kind of bird is that? And then next thing you know, you're just really into birds. And I'm not sure exactly what age it is. Maybe 50? I think that's what I've heard, like 45, 50. Is that right? I'm not calling out anybody's age, but I'm saying.
He's still got 5 years before he's bird
That's right,
watching.
yeah. You got 20 years before you're into birds. Yeah. Well, my wife makes fun of me because she's like, you're already into birds. And so there's actually, I think there's a photo back there of a red-winged blackbird that I took in. I think it's one of my favorite birds. Anyways, so here's a song about birds. Anybody into birds? All right. Okay, there it is. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. It is like bird mecca here. Yeah. Oh, really? There you go. When did it happen? When did you like birds? Oh, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's really sweet. I have some friends, and they're that way with like hummingbirds, and so they have a lot of like specific bird feeders for hummingbirds, and they're like, oh, there's Mom. So, anyways, she looks good. Stronger than ever.
Only birds I get are on I-40 when I forget to use my blinker.
A lot of
I've
birds.
got plenty of those.
Yeah. I'm not very fond of human birds as much. This song's called Delta. On a delta in the river's mouth, we were born again out of the south. The songs of the field from an ancient herd are buried in the mud and blood and dirt. Beautiful birds against the wind, watching our silver wings within, singing a tale of where they've been. Beautiful birds against the wind. Let his tilted heart turn in the wind, holding out till it could not pretend. Peonies of the room have passed away, in memory she blooms and begs to stay. Beautiful birds against the wind, watching her silver wings within, singing a tale of where they've been. Beautiful birds against the wind. Beautiful birds against the wind. Oh, my heart and land you cannot heal. With his calloused hands he tried to heal, digging up the dreams buried in my chest, hidden with the love he laid to rest. Thank you. Loosely about birds.
The old 5.
Yeah, let's go 5. Five sounds good. 5 today. Is this the fifth song? Fifth fifth? If y'all don't mind, give it up for Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Travis, I've played a lot of shows where I can tell the sound isn't good, but tonight's not one of those shows. Thank you for catering to us up here and to everyone out there as well.
Definitely.
Last night, Andrew did. I played a show last night in Greenville, South Carolina, and I was doing this song, and another friend of ours was playing with me, and he gave me his electric guitar to play, and I was like, all right, wait, give me just a sec, and I was kind of doing this, and I did this chord right there, and everyone went, ooh. Everybody in the audience, I was like, yeah, that's an expensive one. I was like, I'm not going to charge you for that chord. I won't charge you either, so you'll get it at least 2 or 3 times in this song. All right, ready? Well, I guess it's just me, right? I'll start this one.
If you're ready, I'm ready to watch you.
I'm ready. People sure think they know what seems best. Too tired to argue, let's give it a rest. Hey, pay no mind to what I just said. This is a safe place to lightly tread between your arms. I found the light, no gift or charm is worth needing between your arms. People should fight for the cause they want, might even bend you to prove a point, but don't call the police, they'll wreck this joint. I don't want no trouble, I'll save your place. Give me a double of what fate awaits behind the bar. Accuse the night, I'll curse out the stars after they lock down the between your arms. I found the light, no gift or charm is worth needing between your arms. Commune the night, no gift or charm is worth needing between. Thank you. Right. Let's see.
You keep talking, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, you need. Okay. All right. I'll
Just
stall.
talk it up, baby.
I'll stall.
The joke is mandolin players spend half their life tuning and the other half of their life out of tune. And it is not a joke. It's just a commentary.
I've heard Paul Simon make that joke about all musicians as well. So I'm sorry to burst your mandolin bubble, but if Paul said it, it's basically church, you know.
I'll believe it when I hear it from his mouth, not yours.
I'll show you on the ride. I'll show you on the ride tomorrow. This is really great podcast, actually. I'm not being paid to plug this, so I really mean it. But Malcolm Gladwell did this. It's not a life biography, but it's like a musical biography. And he sat down and like did this entire audio biography with Paul talking about his musical career, and it's amazing. I would highly recommend it. Next time I play here, I expect everybody here to be able to say they listened to it. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. Did you play in the Valley? Okay.
This may be a train wreck. That's what we're talking about.
The first note was. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Yeah, that's it. All right, here, show them. Show them.
Okay, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Heavy lays the heart that wanders free, built along eternally for a love that waits on a distant shore, far beyond, far away. And I've been one who travels far from home. I've traced the steps my father on, drank the waters blessed by the new wineskin, and I've learned songs from the broken hearts of men. And all the beasts of the field beg for God, and somewhere life can settle down. Peace makes a sound, and a choir of rain will cover the plain and the valley. So when your legs grow tired of your aimless feet, and all your friends grow out of reach, and every road you walk grows strangely dim, may a light by the window guide you in. And all the birds in the air toil without care. Tomorrow breaks every plan. It'll bend every man. Every child ever born is forced to be torn from the garden, to wander the plain and the valley. Yeah. Thank you. So I mentioned that I spent a little time in Seattle. So I'm going to play a song that I picked up while I was in Seattle. I didn't write this one. But boy, oh boy, do I wish I did. Let's see if y'all know this one. It's a good rainy day song, as most songs in Seattle are. Load up on a gun, Bring your friends, it's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard, self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now. Entertain us, 'cause I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now. Entertain us, yeah. And I'm worst at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. Our little group has always been and always will until the end. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now. Entertain us, 'cause I feel stupid and frustrated. But here we are now. Entertain us, and I'm a lotto and albino and a mosquito. My libido, a denial, a denial, and a denial, a denial. And I forget just why I taste. Oh yeah, I guess it makes me smile. And I found it hard to find. Oh well, whatever, never mind. Did y'all know that one? Yes. I don't know if it's his guitar potentially, but there's some low end that's potentially almost feeding. I think it might be his. You could, I don't know if you even just want to pull it out of this monitor a little bit.
Always blaming it on me.
I think that's good.
Because it was me that needed to be
Yeah.
blamed.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm just looking at that paper down there. Nobody dares. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So anytime I get to play in a coffee shop, it's fun. Or I guess not necessarily a coffee shop. Anytime there's coffee also available. When I lived in Seattle, I worked so many jobs. I did. At one point in time, I was in the mornings, I would go to this like preschool thing and basically just hang out with kids, play dodgeball, get them real ramped up for school. And then drive the van, take them, and then I would go work at this coffee shop, and then I would work at this after-school thing, play more dodgeball. It was great. But one of the coffee shops I worked at, I remember it was actually it was in a co-working space, and so it was a coffee cart, actually. So there was this cart with an espresso machine, space to talk to a customer, and then cups. No room for chairs. So basically, I couldn't sit down all day. And I remember I would sit there and I think, you know that feeling when you're like standing there and your feet hurt and you're like on your left foot and then you shift to your right foot and then you go back to the left foot and it only really kind of helps a little bit. That was every day. So it'd be like sitting there just like, gosh, all right foot, left foot, and then a customer, hi, how can I help you? What's a cortado? I'd love to tell you what a cortado is, and then you make them a drink. So anyways, that was kind of happening, and then coming from being born and raised in South Carolina, the culture there is, it doesn't matter if you're driving a car or walking on the street. If you pass somebody, you wave and you smile. In Seattle, it's kind of the opposite. It's like you kind of don't make eye contact, and you definitely don't say anything because they'll think either you're going to ask for money or they did something to offend you or something like that. And so it's a different culture. I love Seattle, but it was a bit of an adjustment at first. I was like, wow, everybody it's kind of more shut in around here. So I started writing this song, sort of alluding to a bunch of things. And then I finished it, and the pandemic happened. And Seattle was the first place to shut down, the last place to open back up. And I thought, and I was joking before the pandemic, saying like, oh, this is my shut-in song. And then it happened, and I was like, oh, no. What did I do? So anyways, I vowed to, this is the first and last shut-in song I'll ever write, just in case I had anything to do with it. This one's called Nobody Dares. Shift all my weight as I stand in one place, and the pain creeps up from the floor. And I wear a smile while my head's running wild with an ocean I can't ignore. 'Cause nothing ever feels right. I hide in the house every night, waiting for someone to care, but nobody dares. Nobody dares. Oh well. This is the first time I've gotten this response from the song, and I love it.
That's great.
Exactly. This is awesome. I love this. That's great. Some people are like, that's the saddest song, and I love that y'all are like, that's so funny.
Slapping their knee.
So good. This is an inside joke, though. Don't tell anybody else. I wander the street where the loneliness meets every stranger losing touch. Keep to yourself, no one really wants help, and the silence tells so much. 'Cause no one is turning out right. The shadows are caught in the light. Hair starts Thank you. That was great. Well, that's it. No, let's go for more. Let's get more.
Let's do it.
No, it's great. I love it. I love it. That's where I should have ended it. You ever thought of producing? That's great. I love it. And you let me in when I needed a friend and a reason to carry on. We talked of the pain in a lover's restraint and the will to hold on. Nobody dares. Nobody dares. Nobody dares. Nobody dares. Nobody dares. Oh well. Listen, I might not have any radio hits, but that song got 2 applauds.
You got an applause and a laughter?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, look out, country radio. We're coming. This is where you call in. Yeah, you just call in on the radio. Caller number 9. Yeah, I just want to say hi.
First time caller, yeah.
Long time listener here.
I don't know what it was called, but it was about Seattle and people shifting their weight.
What's that barista song?
What's that barista song? There's a cart more than a cold coffee shop.
You guys are all right. I like y'all.
All right.
I don't care what Knoxville says about CrossFit. I'm just kidding. I've never heard. Wouldn't it be so funny if like this show started some like
rivalry?
Civil war between Knoxville and Crossville? Just like we got Buc-ee's.
The Battle of Rockwood.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. They've never said anything. Oh yeah.
Look at that piece of cake.
That is the biggest piece of cake I've ever seen. That's like that cake from Matilda. You remember that movie? Yeah. Yeah, I told them to set one of them Oreo ones aside for me. That way I can just be absolutely like capped out on sugar by the end of it.
Crash my house.
That's right. Girl in the Southeast? Sure. Yeah, just look pretty, if nothing else. Just sit over there. Some of these songs I haven't actually, we didn't talk about doing, but I'm feeling it. I want to do Girl in the Southeast. This one's in, this one is in E, if you care.
I do care. It's very important to me what key it's in.
When I moved across the country, how many people are actually from Crossville? Is most people? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, what's cool is when I left South Carolina, I really like a lot of people leave their hometown because they like have to. There's like circumstances and they're like they hate it. Yeah. Yeah.
Arrest warrants.
But when I got to Seattle, I love South Carolina, and I remember a friend of mine I met out there, and he, I just met him, and he's like, "Where are you from?" I said South Carolina. He's like, "Oh man," he's like, I love North and South Carolina. He went to school out there, and he said, one of the things I really loved about the South was the pine needle trees, because when the wind blows through them, it makes this very specific whistle, and it's very soothing. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then they also don't have like thunderstorms at all in the Pacific Northwest. And I thought about, and then people were like, oh, you know like thunderstorms and stuff? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, intense. Like rattle the windows kind of stuff. But it's also cool. It's cool. Lightning's cool. But as long as it's not like directly affecting you as an individual. It's very cool to watch. And so I started thinking about all these things that I kind of missed about home that I don't know that I would have realized I missed had I not had a chance to miss them, you know? And I think that's something that's really cool about traveling or just having different experiences. And I started thinking about different people and just elements of home. And I was like, I just kind of want to put it all in a song. And so that's kind of where this song came from. It's called Girl in the Southeast. Girl in the Southeast that looks like her mom. And you should hear her singing when she thinks she's alone. Calm as the whisper of the pine needle trees. She'll make any man buckle his knees. Turning out my heart again. She always finds another way. Hangs her hat on the mirror, coat by the door. She stares out the window and hums at the storm, searching for answers and someone to care. But I was too far away to always be there. Turning out my heart again. You always find another way. Turning out my heart again. You always find another way. Thank you. One thing that's kind of interesting that I just thought about as I'm sort of ad-libbing a set list is last year was the first year that I was able to go full-time music. And yes, it was a, thank you, all right, yeah. Me and the birds just out there singing for free.
You're one of the dumbest smart people I've ever met in my life.
That's why we make a good duo. But so it was one of those things where I was like, okay, we moved to Cookeville. My wife is like going to nursing school. I'm like, okay, when she finishes nursing school, I think we'll be better. We'll be financially better because nursing can be good. But at the same time, I was like, if I'm going to do music full time now, so I talked to my wife about it, and I was like, hey, can I go for this? And she's like, yes. And I was like, all right, cool. You're awesome. Thank you, wife. And so last 2020, I don't know what year we are anymore. 23? 23. Yeah, so 23, I went full-time music and was just basically living in Cookeville, getting coffee with Andrew, booking shows, trying to play whenever I could, and making these videos at home. Couldn't even afford a camera. Still can't. So I just used my phone and was putting up all this stuff. And next thing I know, I had this like YouTube channel, and I started getting like all these likes and comments, but comments in like broken English. So I was like, I have no idea what's happening right now. Like, I was like, is this spam or is this real? And then next thing I know, it starts happening more and more, and I'm like, what is going on? And then somebody says, oh, this person is using your music on their like YouTube channel. And I was like, who? And so I went and found out, and they had been using this song as like kind of like a theme song. It's like these charity vloggers in the Philippines, which could it have been any closer? You know what I'm saying? So the Philippines are so far away. But they had been using this song, and it's like a brother and a sister, and they both had like, I guess, millions of followers or whatever. And all these people were like listening to this song, loving this song, had no idea who I was. I had no idea who they were. But they had paid, all right, let me clarify. They did pay to use the song, so they did the right thing. They just I didn't get any credit. So, you know, I got bank credit, I guess. But, so anyway, so I find out, and then I find the channel, and I just wrote like a quick note on there. I was like, hey, thank you for using my song. And then the lady like pinned it, and then next thing I know, it was crazy. Then tons of people from the Philippines started like finding my channel, commenting on stuff, and like, do it live. It was crazy. They're like, do it live, do it live, do it live. And they would call me like Sir Tyler and Idol Tyler. And I was like, no, never been on that show. Never been an American Idol. And I was like, well, this is wild. And turns out then, I guess, technically in the Philippines, Southeast is sort of for them too. And so then they were like, oh, we really like the Girl in the Southeast song too. And so it was cool to have that connection kind of happen. But it was really just so bizarre. And I was like, man, this is crazy. You never really know what's going to happen or like who's listening. And
he was sending me metrics every day.
Yeah.
Every other day. He's like, oh, dude, I got, look at all these impressions on YouTube. And he's like, what's happening?
Yeah. I was like, I'm huge in the Philippines. How far is that flight? Oh, that's real far. Never mind. But I'm going to play the song that they kind of connected with. What's also cool is I wrote this song, and I showed it to my wife before we got married. And I was like, do you like this song? And she was like, yeah, I like it a lot. And then we're planning the wedding, and she's like, hey, we should do that song after we do the ring thing, you know, when you walk back out. And I was like, that feels a little promote-y, right? Like you come to a wedding, you're like, this guy.
Then he was like, let's do it.
This guy and his songs. She was like, no, I think it'd be a good song to do. And I was like, okay, all right, you're the boss. So this song's called Now or Never. This is one that, yeah. That's right. This is one that, yeah, I don't know. It's funny to think it's been, it's meant things to different people. And yeah, so this song's called Now or Never. I hope y'all enjoy it. Some say love is a winding road, carves a map through the darkest night. Some say love takes a heavy load, helps someone make the burden light, teaches you not to hold too tight. But you and I've come a long way together. You and I've got a long way to go. And you don't have to ask me now or never. 'cause I'm already yours, and you'll always be mine. And some say love is a fire that grows. It's bound to hurt when you let it go. Some say love is a choice we make, a holy vow we can never break. But maybe that's just the chance we take. You and I have come a long way together. You and I've got a long way to go. And you don't have to ask me now or never, 'cause I'm already yours, and you'll always be mine. You'll always be mine. You and I come a long way together. You and I've got a long way to go. And you don't have to ask me now or never, 'cause I'm already yours. You'll always be mine. Thank you. Well, my buddy Andrew here also writes some songs, and I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't have you play some songs for them, Andrew. Would y'all want to hear some of Andrew's instrumental pieces? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna come up. We'll start out fast and fun, and then we'll get all where we can think about life and love and hold hands and make deep eye contact with somebody. We'll do that. So drink up. So most of the gigs I play, I'm playing a lot of, country stuff and playing a lot of like lead guitar around other people. So it's fun to get to play with Tyler and get to play this. It's just different. I'm reserved and I listen a lot. But this is a song I play. It's just an instrumental that I've been working on for years, and me and some buddies have been writing, and it's amorphous and never takes a perfect shape. But we'll do it together and see how it goes. We'll all live through it, no matter what happens. Thank you very much. So I'll play you one more, and it's completely different than that. So let's get ready to just get reflective. Let's think about ourselves and our futures, and let's get zen together. This is a song I wrote. I did a little record last summer, really simple record, just meant to be played while the windows are down or you're reading a book. It's actually called Coffee and a Good Book. But I wrote a lot of these songs about my home of Cookeville, where I live, and this is about the bookshop I go to all the time. It's called A Day at the Bookshop. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you all very much.
Andrew Buckner. Yeah. Travis had you sounding good. You sounded good.
Well, thanks, man. Thank you all very much. It's always fun to get to play a little guitar for people, especially people that are listening and care. So, thanks for being a great audience. Oh, thank you.
Andrew, let's go. We're going off road for a second.
Let's
here.
do it. Let's
In
go
the
off
key
road.
of A.
In the key of A? Okay.
Yeah.
So you going to tell me what it is, or is it?
No, I want to.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
So, I before meeting my incredible wife, I dated a lot of not incredible people, and every once in a while, it's just tough. So this is about that. This one's. I try to hit both sides as much as I can here for the narrative of being like, yeah, you know, sometimes men suck a lot, and then sometimes women aren't awesome either. But But you can always tell who's hurting the most by the way they act like they got it all together. That's the tell. This one's called Talk So Tough. That's nice. I like that. That's good. She takes exactly what she wants for free. Says if you love me, you would buy it for me. And she's right all the time. She'll bum a cigarette just to ask you for a light. He got an eye for every woman he sees. Oh, but you know that he could be so mean, but he's cool. Oh, so cruel. He'll pick you up just to drop you when you fall. Oh, everybody's looking for somebody to love. Everybody's looking for somebody to love. You can tell who's alone by the way they talk so tough. All right, Andrew, go ahead. She took exactly what she wants for free. Said if you love me, you would buy it for me. And she's right all the time. Left you alone waiting by your phone. Yeah, everybody's looking for somebody to love. Somebody to love. Can tell who's alone by the way they talk so tough. Oh, you can tell who's alone by the way they talk so tough. I got a little change in my pocket going jing-a-lang-a-lang. Wants to call you on the telephone, baby. Wants to give you a ring. Oh, but every time we talk, always the same old thing. Always no hooky, no kissy unless I get a wedding ring. Oh, my honey, my baby, don't put my love up on the shelf. She said, don't hand me no lies and keep your hands to yourself. They know. Well, baby, 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 why you wanna treat me this way? You know I'm still your lover boy. I still feel the same way. And then she told me a story about free milk in a cow and said no huggy, no kissy unless I get a wedding vow. Oh, my honey, my baby, don't put my love up on no shelf. She said don't hand me no lies and keep your hands to yourself. All right. I wanted her real bad. I was about to give in. She started talking about love, started talking about sin. Well, honey, I love you for the rest of my life. Always on huggy, no kissy unless you make me your wife or mine. And my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. I grew up on that one. A good principle. Keep your hands to yourself. Yeah. Oh yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Right here.
Yeah. That's not what I've read online.
Hey, that was a different Tyler. No, it is funny. Actually, if you search Tyler Edwards, my mom didn't really do me a lot of favors when it came to a name. She gave me a very common name. So there's a guy named Tyler Edwards that wrote this book called Zombie Church. Not me. There's a guy named Tyler Edwards that makes, I think, bow and arrows. Not me. There was a football player. There's a videographer guy. He hates me on YouTube, by the way, I'm sure. He's like, who is this guy? Where'd he come from? Philippines. Woo. Anyways, but no. Andrew, that's a dangerous joke. There's no thing about me.
No, he's the best. Yeah. But it would be funny if this whole time this guy's career goal was to make it big in the Philippines, and he's had to sit here and watch you take over the.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah. He's like, they got the wrong one.
He just comments, "Thank you for using my song."
Yeah. Well, let's see how much time we got. We got a little bit more time. Y'all doing all right? Everybody's okay? Okay. Very cool. We're having a good time. Thank y'all for, coming. It's Saturday? It is Saturday, yeah. Thank y'all for coming over here on a Saturday. For some reason, it feels like Sunday.
It does.
Maybe it's the car show thing. That feels like a Sunday thing. Anybody go to that car show? Yeah? Was it cool? Did you put a car out there, or you were just observing? You had a car over there? That's awesome. That's very cool.
They take Kia Fortes in that? Because I've got a Kia 2017 Kia out there that would look good in a car show. I'm thinking about taking my Kia up there and seeing what happens.
I done lost my cape. I found it, though, I think. Here we go. Let's do Sugar Hill. Yeah. The craziest thing happened. I told this story last night, but I had to speak about you like you were there, kind of, as I was telling this story. But we played a show a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about this song, and I was kind of saying how I was writing this song, and I kept thinking about this in my head. I was like, there's this place called Sugar Hill, and I just couldn't get away from it. And so I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to write about Sugar Hill. But then I thought, I should also look it up. And I looked it up on Wikipedia, like one does, a good researcher. And beautiful story about this place called Sugar Hill in Manhattan. You can look it up if you want. I'll spare you the story, but it was amazing. So we're talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I just decided to put this in Sugar Hill. And we're in Ball Ground, Georgia. I don't know if anybody's ever been there. It's very small. And this guy in the back goes, I'm from Sugar Hill. And we went, no way. And he was like, Georgia. And I was like, oh, okay, Sugar Hill, Georgia. I was like, cool. I was like, how do you feel about it? And he was like, meh. He didn't like it very much. And so I was like, oh, okay. So then I kind of move on a little bit. And then Andrew goes, Tyler, you ought not be talking bad about Sugar Hill. And I said, I didn't say anything bad about it. I was like, he did. And he was like, yeah, it was me. And then I looked at Andrew. I was like, dude, who knows? Maybe. We don't know why he doesn't like Sugar Hill. Let's not put him on a stand. And I was just riffing, and I was like, maybe, who knows? Maybe he just doesn't like the way they handle trash and recycling. I was thinking, what's the most random thing I could say? And literally he goes, you didn't just say that.
Yeah.
And I looked at Andrew, I was like, uh-oh. And I said, wait, do you actually have a problem with the trash and recycling? He's like, yeah, I grew up on a landfill. And I was like, shut up.
Then we're like, we got to go.
Crazy. But he was like the sweetest guy.
It was awesome.
Talked to him afterwards, and he was telling me all these stories about he's like, yeah, me and my dad would have one of those metal detectors, and that's what we did for fun. We'd go out there and walk around the yard, just like pull up a rim or something. Different kind of fishing. Anyways, so this song is not about a landfill. This is about a nice place in Manhattan. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Failed stand-ups. Don't cause a scene. Well, I think the room is catching on. But if you find something you have to say, just watch the tone. Don't be ashamed if your heart leads you off track. 'Cause when you find something you have to say, it'll lead you back. We'll climb up Sugar Hill and break Manhattan's will and sing for stars that love to dress in black. Ooh. The wind grew strong and tipped the balance from my mind, and now I fumble after any trace you left behind. But don't be afraid, 'cause I know the evening takes a turn, and if those stars ignite a falling sky, just let it burn. We'll climb up Sugar Hill as city lights grow still, and calmly know the morning will return. Follow the light. Someday your world may turn to stone, and you'll find how much you love someone after they're gone. Thank you. I'm going to point out real awesome, just how awesome Travis is, because there was a feedback thing, and I looked over at Travis, and he was on it. That dude's good. Thank you, man. Also, thank y'all. Thank you. Yeah. I do have some T-shirts and vinyl and CD and cassettes. So if anybody's interested in that stuff, that's over here.
I have this one shirt. You can buy it, and I'll take one of Tyler's and change into it in the bathroom.
No, that doesn't actually help the amount of space in my house that's taken up by my own collection.
I'm not here to fix.
I'm
not here for your feng shui.
I like collecting music, but I don't want my greatest collection to be my own music, you know? So help me get rid of this stuff. But, you know, if you really want to get rid of that shirt, I'll give you 10 for it.
Okay.
Right now.
You're staying at my house tonight, so just take it with you.
Yeah. Actually, I want to do a boss song. Let's do a Springsteen song real quick. Yeah.
Which one you doing?
Let's do this one. Get these lyrics real quick.
That's a good one.
Let's see. There's that key change that happens. We didn't practice it. Let's see. There's that key change.
Does it go from C to D? Tyler and I both love Bruce Springsteen.
We're going to go from C to E flat.
Fun. Okay.
All right.
We're all in it together.
Yeah, here we go. I trust my left leg. I'll just let it here. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Got a wife and kids in Baltimore, Jack. I went out for a ride and I never went back. Like a river that don't know where it's flowing, I took a long turn and I just kept on going. Yeah, everybody's got a hungry heart. Yeah, everybody's got a hungry heart. Lay down your money and you play your part. Yeah, everybody's got a hungry heart. Oh. I met her in a Crossville bar. We fell in love, I knew it had to end. Took what we had and we ripped it apart. But here I am stuck in Knoxville again. Everybody's got a hungry heart. Yeah, everybody's got a hungry heart. Lay down your money and you play your part. Yeah, everybody's got a hungry heart. A hungry heart. Everybody wants a place to rest. Yeah, everybody wants to have a home. Don't make no difference what nobody says. Oh, nobody wanna be alone. Yeah, everybody's got a hungry heart. Yeah, everybody's got a hungry heart. Lay down your money and you play your part. Everybody's got a hungry heart. Whoa, hungry heart. Whoa. Yeah. You know, I've heard a lot of like biography and autobiography, and listened to Bruce talk about himself a lot, and he's really good at it. But there's the story of like, you know, they were kind of like really grinding, and they were the working man's hero of a band, and I don't think they ever had a #1 hit song. Like they never had a #1 hit, which is crazy to me. But he said when they put this song out, he knew things changed because the crowds got bigger, but they got bigger with more attractive people, ladies. He was like, up until that point, it was just dirty, kind of like working men out there, and then we put out Hungry Heart, and the next thing we know, like all the girls came to the show, And then more guys came because they wanted to meet the girls that were coming to the show. Such a good song. That's a great song.
It's an amazing song. He also changed how concerts work. I heard Paul McCartney say that. Said the Beatles in their prime were playing 30-minute sets. And Bruce Springsteen came along and was like, I'm going to play for 2 hours. And then everybody was like, okay, now we have to play for 2 hours. So 3 hours.
He was doing those 3-hour gigs. That was on. You heard that on the Conan podcast.
Yep, it was. Yep.
I listened to that today on the ride here from Greenville.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I did. I was like, I knew this story. That was on the way. That was on the way from Greenville this morning. Yes. Yeah.
Can you just imagine how good a 30-minute set of the Beatles would have been, though? Like, if the Beatles could just curate 30 minutes of their best songs, or go to hear Led Zeppelin for 30 minutes, well, you'd hear screaming the whole time with the Beatles, but if you could have heard what they were doing.
Well, funny story about the screaming. They really couldn't hear each other. So there's an interview. Y'all totally came to a show to hear these random stories about artists that you wish you could see. But they said there's an interview with Ringo.
These are people, dude.
Talking about like when they, I think it was like even when they played, was it Shea Stadium? Was it Shea back then? The
Met Stadium?
Maybe, I can't remember. It was one of those giant stadiums. And he said it was so loud they couldn't hear each other. And he's like, and that's basically all the shows. He said, so it got to a point that basically I couldn't hear the band, but I could tell where we were at in the song based off the way John was wiggling his butt. And he said, I would just watch his tail wiggle to know the cue for the end of the song. Well, that's amazing.
Awesome.
That's amazing. That's friends. That's friendship right there. Speaking of a butt wiggling song, here's one. Yeah. Okay. This one's called Only After. Friends talk about your laugh. Now with a smile you can forgive the past. Birds linger for stories told, and the trees like the penning for gold. Time glanced around your step. It took your hand, you were deeply aware. You went looking somewhere inside. You came back wondering how the stars hang so high. And it's hard to watch, I'll find the nerve only after it hurts. You set out without a plan, just a map to a world made of sand. I dreamed you drowned the sea. You mocked the waves until they answered with me. So through the fire or the flood, waste the earth for the heart that will bud. Be true, pull me through. You'll be the light and the God I can trust. And it's hard to let go. It's hard to let go. But I'll find the nerve only after it hurts. Thank you. So I have a really honest question. Who here just came because, I feel like this is going to be all the hands. Who here came just because there was music happening tonight? Had anybody heard of my music before? No way. All right. Heck yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Stuck the landing.
I chose you and we looked you up online and we're like, yeah, we're going.
That's amazing. Wow. That's amazing. Well, what I was going to say doesn't matter anymore. So, no, I'm just kidding. Thank you. If y'all definitely knew the music, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I wasn't even expecting. I'm like, yeah, that's really nice. Thank you so much. The other side of that is everybody who didn't know what you're walking into. Showing up for a 2-hour gig is no small feat. So thank y'all for coming and sitting with us while I play some songs. And yeah, thank y'all. This is very meaningful to me. Yeah. 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 And I'll say, this is my first time playing here, but I've heard rumors of how special this room is, and a big part of that is you guys. So I really mean that. I mean, I've played in nice rooms where the people made it not that fun. I was like, I actually enjoyed Soundcheck better for some reason. Soundcheck was better.
Well, thanks for being with us. I mean, Tyler, his music is just gorgeous. It's always an honor for me to get to play with him. And, you know, I got my Spotify Wrapped last year, and I sent it to Tyler. He was my number 2 most listened to artist on Spotify Wrapped.
Who was number 1?
It was Pomplamoose, totally different band. But
that's so fun.
It's nice to see people come out to hear him, because I genuinely think he'll make a good anecdote at a party someday. I think you'll be able to say, I saw him in a room in Crossville with 35 people, because he works his butt off at every aspect of this, and he treats people with respect at every turn. So it's always an honor to get to play music with you, man.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Okay.
Best show by far.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for saying that.
Thank you. Well, we can't.
Anybody who moves to Crossville or Cookville to break into country music, you gotta see that.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Well, we did actually do that earlier, but I mean, you paid to be here. We'll do whatever you want. We got time to kill. Thank you so much.
Shoot, we can play Delta anytime you want.
Also, if anybody's seriously, if you've dropped, you know, money's worth of merch, just take some, you know? Well, let's see. Should we do Delta now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because you got to grab that mandolin.
Actually, you know what?
Well, you can
Let's
play it
see
on
what happens
guitar.
next. Okay, I'll play it on guitar. Let's see
That
what
way
happens.
it's technically different.
Okay, let's
Here, I'll play your guitar. You no, it's good.
Hold on, let me think. What is it?
If you want.
Hold on. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. No, we'll do this. This will be fun. Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah, this is great. I mean, he did word it so far. So we got to keep it strong for 14 more minutes. Yeah, I got a couple here. I think we got a few, but we'll take a quick detour. How about this? So we don't bore the people that are like, we've heard that one. We'll do half of Delta.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, half of Delta. Yeah. This is the bird one. This was that whole bird story thing. Yeah. I know, the whole bird thing eclipsed the song, basically. We'll do, let's go, we'll do like verse 2, chorus, and play out. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if these notes are right, so just.
That sounds right.
That one was right.
Yeah. That's
That sounds about right.
according to the recording. Yeah. All right, here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my heart and land you cannot heal. With his calloused hands he tried to yield. digging up the dreams buried in my chest, hidden with the love he laid to rest. And beautiful birds against the wind, watching her silver wings within, singing a tale of where they've been. Beautiful birds against the wind, beautiful birds against the wind. What happens next?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
We were already capo grab.
All right, this one's called What Happens Next.
And it's what's going to happen next.
No. One time, Andrew
Shut
gave me.
up.
Oh, okay.
He'll tell you if your jokes aren't funny. I don't like him. I take back every good thing I said a few minutes ago. You don't deserve nothing.
We're basically like brothers. We've like. I felt like after when we moved to Cookville and I met Andrew, I think it was like a couple hangs, and I was like, I feel like we've known each other longer than I wanted to, but not as long as I would like to.
This is starting to sound like Bilbo's toast from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's such a good like scene in that movie. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry. We'll talk about that later when they're not here watching. This one's called What Happens Next. This one I actually last year we had a little walk-in closet, and when we moved, it's funny how this stuff works. When we moved, we were like trying to pack everything, and my wife was like, her family was also like, take all the things, and I'm like, I've never seen you wear that. Why do you want that here? She's like, I want it, and I was like, okay. So then we moved to Cookville, and then I started doing more recording and producing my own stuff at home. And then we had a walk-in closet, and it turns out that all those clothes made for a perfect recording booth. And I was like, yes! It's like, you're the best. And so it was really fun. And she was like, told you. And this was a song that I self-recorded and produced and released last year. So anyway, so this one's called What Happens Next. Try to organize my mind while the world falls behind. Slow waltz around the sun. Every year reveals a change. Looking back now, feeling strange. We all learn to be someone. But what happens next? What happens next? Won't pretend to know. What happens next? Well, I heard you say to love is to let go. Turning out the light again while I wrestle what's within, looking out for a friend. Now what's the one rule we forgot? Say the story or the plot. Something new was overdue. pretend to know what happens next. I heard you say to love is to let go. To let go. What happens next? Won't pretend to know. What happens next? To love is to let go. What happens next? Won't pretend to know. What happens next? To love is to let go. What happens next? Thank you. Looking at this clock, if we do this song, then we'll technically end before the clock. It tells us that we're supposed to end. So I could sneak one in. We'll just make that the
Hey,
encore.
Can I make a vote?
Yeah.
Can you do In Tall Buildings by John Hartford?
Yes. Yes, I can. Okay.
This is one of Tyler and I's shared favorite songs of all time.
It's so good.
It's just perfect.
It's
just perfect.
if I wrote this song, I'd quit. I'd be like, that's it. No, I'm just kidding. I'd be like, I gotta do it again.
This is my
This
favorite
is- yeah.
version of it too. Tyler crushes it.
This is a song by John Hartford, which apparently, when I was in Cookville, there's lots of cool stories about John Hartford, kind of like being in and around. So it's very, very cool. Very cool man. This one's called In Tall Buildings. Someday, my baby, when I am a man, and others have taught me the best that they can, they'll buy me a suit and cut off my hair and send me to work in tall buildings. So it's goodbye to the sunshine, goodbye to the dew, goodbye to the flowers, and goodbye to you. I'm off to the subway, I must not be late. I'm going to work in tall buildings. Retired, my life is my own. I've paid all my dues. It's time to go home and wonder what happened betwixt and between when I went to work in tall buildings. So it's goodbye to the sunshine, goodbye to the dew, goodbye to the flowers, and goodbye to you. I'm off to the subway, I must not be late. I'm going to work in tall buildings. I'm going to work in tall buildings. I'm going to work in tall buildings.
What a song.
Thank y'all. Thank you. I think that's one that's a lifelong song right there. Like, you can just play that any point in life, and it just... What's funny is I posted a clip of doing that one time, and one of my buddy who works in a tall building in Seattle, he like commented, "I feel triggered." It's like, quit your job. All right, well, we got one more for y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out and letting us occupy your Saturday. And yeah, I hope we get a chance to come and play again. And you know, if you have some friends that you think would enjoy my music, it would mean a lot if you would tell them about my music and me. That's really helpful. Honestly, I think I've always felt this way. Like, the music I still listen to this day, and the music that I love and connect with, is always when a friend tells me about it. It's not when it's like something that some other entity is pushing. It's when a friend's like, "Dude, I really think you would like this." And so if you have somebody that you feel that way, that I feel like it's one of the coolest things about music, and it's a gift to everybody involved. But anywho, enough of that. This one's called Heroes.
Thank you for having us tonight.
Yeah, thank y'all so much. Thank your servers, the cooks,
Travis.
the coffee. Travis. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Morning light used to mean something beautiful, now it seems cruel. I fell in line, I found out even those who don't, well, they still got rules. No, my heroes never know my name. All my heroes, they all play the game. All my heroes never know my name. They all look the same coming down. Yeah. Friendly fire. My friends trying to say they understand, but they don't have a clue. Warning signs flashing everywhere I turn, but it ain't no use. No, my heroes never know my name. All my heroes, they all play the game. All my heroes never know my name. They all Thank you. Thank y'all very much. We appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. Hopefully we'll see you next time. If you're interested in merch or stuff, I'll be over here and we can talk. Also, you can just come say hey. You don't have to pay to talk.